Dr. Paul, like I said, I am looking forward to talking about elephants because these species are remarkable, and Secrets of Elephants definitely gives us a lot of information about them. A lot I didn't know how alone the first episode, how much walking they do.
Yeah.
So how did you get on board for this project?
Well, I did my PhD on elephants, and I've been working on elephant conservation for a very long time. And I'm also associated with National Geographic. So when they told me that they were working on this project, I got really excited. They called me to talk to me, and I thought they were going to ask me to help them, advise them or something, give them some ideas of where to film. And they said, we have this idea. We have this person we think is the perfect person for the series. And I was like, great. And they said, you want to hear who it is? I was like, sure. I said, it's you. And I was like, what? And I really didn't expect it at all. It came out of the blue for me, this invitation to be the presenter for the series. I was so humbled by the invitation, and maybe, surprised, even intimidated by the idea. But after thinking about it for a while, I thought, you know what, I am a busy person. I've got tons of things I'm working on, but this is such an important project, and it's so aligned with what I'm doing that I couldn't say no.
This is a 4-episode series. So, we're going from desert to rainforest. Were you involved in the organization? What kind of information you're going to deliver per episode? Can you talk about that?
This is one of those landmark National Geographic series, which is produced by a company called Oxford Scientific. These are people who have been making amazing documentaries. So they've done all this homework already, way ahead of time, before they probably even pitched it to National Geographic. So you can imagine they've got tons and tons of ideas already, and they came to me with their ideas. And this is what we're thinking of doing. This is how we want to do it. My role really was to come on location once they had already captured the bulk of content, and actually help them in interpreting what's going on with the elephants and their behavior. So my role was very much restricted to my role as a scientist. What are the stories? What are we seeing? What are these elephants doing? Why are they doing it? And that sort of thing.
Now, I have a gut feeling, but you correct me, that the one episode maybe you hold dearly was the one in the rainforest.
Oh, look, I hold them all dearly, but you're right. The rainforest episode was amazing. It was it felt like a landscape, almost an alien landscape. Like, you can't imagine we still have places like that on Earth. It's unbelievable.
And you were giddy. You were giddy on the first part where you're seeing the elephants for the first time, and the difference, how you do the comparisons, how these elephants in rainforests are so silent, quiet, you don't hear them, versus in the other episodes where they're loud, they make their presence. Can you talk about that experience?
Yeah. First, going to the Congo rainforest is every biologist's dream. It is the ultimate place to go. It's like the Amazon for the Americas, right? The Congo rainforest is, it's like the beginning of time, really. That's what it feels like. Everybody wants to go there. So going there is such a massive privilege. And I expected, of course, to see these elephants and to feel that they are very familiar. And then to see that they look different, they behave differently. They are so cute. The babies are so cute. And then they have this really special color of their eyes, which makes them look almost, I don't know, magical, mystical. Very, very interesting animals. Almost makes me feel sad that we don't know enough about these elephants and we're losing them. We've lost so many of them already. And yet they are so incredible and so amazing. And they just fleeting. You don't see them in the forest, but you can see their presence everywhere. They're extraordinary.
Speaking of baby elephants, in the first episode in the desert, we're following this baby elephant where I was amazed. I mean, within minutes of being born, already
Yeah.
getting up.
Part of the reason why elephants have to stay in the womb for 22 months is so that when they come out, they are ready to go. They are obviously such big animals. You couldn't have them dependent on their mothers for walking or moving around. They've got to be able to move with the herd because the herd's always moving. So yeah, but the desert elephant is at an extreme. If you come to East Africa and you see a baby elephant, it might spend 2 or 3 days before going anywhere. You know, it might just hang around with its mother, and the mothers will be hanging around with their mothers. Especially young mothers have to be taught, just like young women, they have to be taught how to look after their babies. And to see these elephants, they have a baby and then immediately things have to happen and they've got to start going and moving. I mean, it's tough. It's such an extreme life. You feel that pain actually, just watching these elephants, you know.
I was in suspense for that episode. I was afraid of the worst.
Yeah.
From what we're learning, that he was the first, that this little elephant was the first one to be born after, what was it, 8 years?
8 years. 8 years, yeah. The
That's
first one to
unbelievable.
survive. The first one to survive. Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
When you're out there watching, you have your long moments of waiting for action, and then you see that there's a danger approaching for that species. How do you feel? Do you get like frustrated, anxious, like you want to do something and save it?
You know, filming the series was on the one hand and at the same time an incredible privilege and, you know, my life's dream to go to those places and be involved in a film of this nature. And at the same time, heartbreaking to see that everywhere we went, elephants were in such peril. You know, in the desert, they are unable to get to where they need to go without having to navigate people and conditions that are so extreme that they might not make it. You go to the rainforest, they've been persecuted for hundreds of years and killed for their tusks and their hides and their flesh. You go to East Africa, there's so much human-elephant conflict. And then in Asia, the humans and elephants are just literally living cheek to jowl. It left me feeling very sad and troubled, and yes, frustrated. Like, how do we turn this series into something that doesn't just entertain and inspire and give people a sense of awe and wonder about these amazing animals? How do we make people feel compelled to act, to really help save elephants?
But talk
And
a
that's
little
something I'm trying to do. Yeah.
If you do, talk a little bit about the stuff you're involved. I understand you're a member of the World Wildlife Fund.
Mhm.
Talk a little bit more about what your part.
So I'm actually on the board of National Geographic as well, and on the board of National Geographic, I'm an explorer. I'm the first explorer board trustee, which basically means I represent hundreds and hundreds of explorers from all over the world, but I'm especially interested in the explorers from the global south. And this series gives me an opportunity to talk about how do we strategize effectively using a film like this to attract interest and funds for the explorers who are at the grassroots, at the front line, trying to help save elephants and the habitats that elephants depend on. And there are hundreds of them in Africa and Asia. So there's great opportunity for us to attract support, funding, in-kind help, whatever, to turn the tide for these amazing animals. At the World Wildlife Fund, I'm on the international board, which is an amazing group of incredible people who are oversee all of the World Wildlife Fund entities across the world. And again, it's about raising global awareness by doing really good science, sharing this information in all these global conferences and making sure that biodiversity and conservation are top of mind. And at the same time, supporting those people at the grassroots who are doing amazing conservation work. They might not be scientists, but they are local people who have incredible knowledge, and that knowledge is helping save nature. So that's what I really believe in. That's what my life's work is about, is empowering or giving agency to the people who actually have the means to change things, to save animals.
Well, it's amazing. It's amazing your work you're doing, and I'm sure you're an inspiration to future explorers out there. What can you
Thank you.
briefly say to them to get started?
Oh gosh, explorers. A lot of people think being an explorer means having a pair of khaki shorts and wading through the jungle. Being an explorer is about having a mindset that is driven by curiosity. Never stop looking, never stop observing, never stop asking questions. Anybody can be an explorer. I have children 5 years old asking me how they can be explorers. I am just so blown away by this excitement around exploration, and exploration can be in all kinds of things. It could be in education, it could be in geography, it could be in arts, in all kinds of fields. It really excites me that we have this huge, massive human potential that can be unleashed just through exploration.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. I enjoyed the episodes, and oh, everyone else will watch it. I was so excited for it.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Please do tell everybody about it.
I will, of course. Especially the first episode with the baby one. I mean, after that, you're just hooked for the rest.
Right. Well, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that that it's had that effect on you, and that's really what I hope that we'd be able to achieve. It's not just another film about elephants. It's very special.
It is. Thank you again, and congratulations.
Thanks. Okay, bye.